fucking scoot back a little so I guess so I don't punch the microphone. Hey, come listen to our podcast, yeah. Please listen, it's a hitch. If you don't listen to our podcast, yeah, then you are a bitch.
Welcome everyone to the latest episode of Filmoscopy Podcast. Today we're talking about the 2022 historical action film.
I thought you were going to say historical accuracy.
Historical documentary.
This movie's a documentary of my life, bro.
Yeah, because
he's
the
literally
protagonist is me. But today we're talking about the Northman, Robert Eggers' most recent directorial effort. Joining me today, as always, is Lance.
Hello.
And
let me go ahead and get this hijacking out of the way real quick. Just real quick, it popped in my head, and Alex will pop for this, and so will Cody. There's a show that ran for like 7 seasons called The League, and it's surrounded around fantasy football, but it's just a sitcom about everything, and it's really stupid and funny. But there's an episode where this guy, who's my favorite character, called Rafi, and Seth Rogen, who guest stars in the episode, they get arrested, and they something I can't remember what it was, but the cop who arrests them, they start talking about movies, and they said Batman. They were doing vigilante stuff. And they're like, yeah, we're just being a vigilante like Batman. He goes, look, that's a movie, and they're like, documentary. They're like, he's like, what? Yeah, it's a documentary. And then the cop goes, what is your definition of a documentary? And they're like, non-porno film, of course. So, like, when Cody was going through that little spiel, I was like, this movie is a documentary because it's a non-porno film.
Well, there are some titties in this movie, though, so...
There is titties in this king when he's, like, waving something around, he's butt naked at his son's funeral. He's a little thick in the back. So, it's just...
He's got that womanly ass that you could just fuck.
Well, not so much fuck. It's just my eyes kept going to it in that scene. I'm like, all right, don't look. Okay, I look. I'll look again. Oh, this scene's like 3 seconds long. I looked like 4 times. All right, so let's go ahead and go to Owen.
Man ass.
excellent input, Owen.
Yeah, there's my intro.
This pussy.
So just to get the bits out of the way real quick, as I said, The Northman is directed by Robert Eggers. It is co-written by Robert Eggers and a author / poet named, I'm going to try and pronounce this the way it says it's pronounced, but it's Sean.
Let's pronounce it the American way. S. Joan.
It's John.
S. Joan.
Woo, boy. Oh, Robert and S. John.
I'll tell you what, them Icelandic, them damn Nordic folks got them some crazy ass names. This S. John.
Oh man, that was wonderful. I don't know if we're gonna be able to top that. To be honest with you. S. John.
All right.
Well, real quick. So, have you clicked on this dude? Is he just like a? Because I looked at the Wikipedia page. I didn't go that in depth.
Yeah. So he's written quite a few novels. He's written a bunch of poetry, some stage plays. He collaborates with Bjork on writing lyrics for various songs, and he has been a co-writer on 3 films, one of which I cannot pronounce. It's Reykjavik Whale Watching Massacre, Lamb, which Lamb was an A21 like. I don't know if it was a horror movie or not, but basically this couple has a lamb human hybrid child, and and then the Northman. So yeah, I mean, mostly it looks like he's predominantly an author, though.
Does he specialize in like Norse? Civilization and mythology and stuff.
I think he's just Icelandic. So
yeah, he's from Iceland. So it's probably a situation where Eggers wanted to collaborate with someone who had a better understanding of like the Norse, history and mythos and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it is based off of the legend of Amleth, which is
Hamlet, basically.
Yeah, Shakespeare stole Hamlet from this.
Yeah. I didn't know that this was just going to be, or I didn't know the story behind Hamlet or anything, but I remember watching them and be like, huh. And then I was like, wait, Amleth? Amlet H?
It's funny that it's actually, so it is actually what inspired Hamlet then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
I saw that on Wikipedia, and I thought that was, I wonder if Shakespeare was just like, oh, cool. And I know Hamlet's one of his more well-known things, obviously.
Well, Shakespeare was the Walt Disney of his time.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of his stories take, a lot from folktale and shit. I mean, like one of his most popular plays is about like, doesn't he have one about King Arthur or some shit? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I just know Julius Caesar.
It's just kind of funny. He's looked at as like one of the greatest like
stagehands,
scribes, if you will, and he stole a bunch of his shit. So
greatest playwright in history. Well, I mean, he just took a lot of times, like for instance, Julius Caesar. He just took that and put it on stage, pretty much, and dramatized it. I mean, to be fair, nobody was really. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the history of stage, but I don't know if anybody was really doing things like Shakespeare at the time. So,
it's interesting that it is Hamlet does have some sort of connection to this, because watching the film, like in the beginning, in the opening act, I thought, man, this like has like strong Hamlet vibes to it, and I just didn't really, I didn't want to like keep thinking about it, so I just blocked it out from then on. But yeah, it definitely is good to know, I guess, that Hamlet was inspired.
And it's kind of, I don't know if you got it, with the pacing, it's kind of a lot more like a stage play, or like a poem, or like a novel or something. It's kind of got that like where you'll have like one scene, and then you'll have the climax at the end of the scene, and then you move on to the next scene, and then it's kind of the same mountain where you get to that climax point, and then you go on to the next scine, kind of.
Yeah. It's kind of like a made for TV movie.
Yeah, a little bit.
I thought it was interesting how it had kind of like the little black screen, the chapters almost.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. Like I said, we'll get into our thoughts obviously a little later on as we go through the plot and everything. But I thoroughly I enjoyed this movie. It wasn't a part where I thought this movie like sucked or was boring or confusing or anything like that. It was pretty easy to follow. Of course, I mean, it's not as dense as like The Lighthouse, but also not as shallow as The Lighthouse. So it's interesting. This movie's pretty good. I think they had really good performances in this movie.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Let me just finish this stuff up real quick. The film.
Hey, Cody, real quick.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this since you got the page open.
Yeah.
Was this movie filmed like in like 2019, 2018, or 2019, 2020 during the pandemic, and it was released 2 years later? Or was it kind of like filmed like on time and released on time? Because like we were still smack dab in the pandemic at that point, where things weren't as open.
So it says, let's see, the film was officially, okay, the principal photography was to begin in March 2020, but it was halted due to COVID. Filming then began to take place in Northern Ireland starting in August 2020, and it wrapped early in December.
Okay, so he had a year of post-production pretty much for this movie.
Yeah, so the final cut wasn't approved until November 3rd of 2021.
Okay. I was just curious because our next movie we'll be doing had a kind of similar... Well, it was like filmed in 2019, wasn't released in 2022. And that's how Venom 2 and Halloween Kills was, because they were like filmed in 2019 and they were delayed a year because of the pandemic, because they didn't want to do the... I guess at the time, Universal, I guess they had a partnership with NBC, or they're owned by NBC. They didn't have a way to release the Halloween movie without making money on it.
Right.
So that, they released it same day Peacock and on theaters, and Sony was waiting to release Venom because they wanted to cash in, because obviously Sony doesn't have a streaming service. So I was kind of curious about this movie, like how late it was released from when it was filmed and all that. So.
Gotcha. So yeah, it ended up being released. Oh, my page closed. So it ended up being
April 22nd, I believe.
Yeah, April 22nd, 2022. The film has a runtime of 136 minutes, which actually didn't feel too bad in my opinion. It always gets iffy when the runtime goes over 2 hours, but I think this one was all right.
I thought it was all right.
I think this one was close to like two hours, because like really 12 minutes of it was credits.
I don't have
so you really have like 2 hours and 4 minutes.
I don't have a huge issue with the runtime, but I do have some, I guess, pacing issues with it. Nothing major, but like I feel like there's some things that could have been, I guess, trimmed. I'm not sure.
Well, it's interesting because I was reading on here that apparently, like during test screenings, one of the main complaints about the film was that the first act was way too slow. So, and it watching.
Yeah, it's pretty quick now. Yeah, I did appreciate that watching it the first time, because I was like, okay, I already know he's gonna be the bad guy. He's gonna yada yada yada. So I liked how quick that was. Yeah. I really appreciated that.
Yeah. So, and lastly, as far as just numbers and statistics and all that go, it had a budget of somewhere between $70 to $90 million. It only brought in a box office of $69.6 million. So, nice. With that,
69, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Here's the thing. I don't think this movie's okay. This movie doesn't scream like bring your family to come watch it type of deal.
And most of the reviews are honestly kind of like, there seems to be people who either like this movie and people who are like, this movie fucking sucks.
Well, it's weird because like the Rotten Tomatoes is like 89%.
Yeah, but you'll find
this is one of the few times I agree with it.
Yeah, but you'll find a lot of reviews, like either reviews on there are either like pretty high, or they're like pretty low, and it's like, this movie sucks.
Isn't that sort of the way with his films anyway, though? Like,
yeah, I guess so.
Beyond like just the critics, because I think they're all pretty much critically acclaimed. As far as just normal audiences go, like, you either really like his movies or you just really hate his movies.
Yeah, I think the thing is, this movie brought in a lot of people into it who were thinking it was going to be like, I don't know, Beowulf or something. Mm-hmm. And they got.
Here's the thing too: the audience he's going for, you got to make sure the audience you go for is the money-paying audience. You know what I'm saying? Because I think this movie is better. Oh, spoiler alert! I think it's better than his first two movies. And it made more money than his first two movies. But the budget was like, it could be from anywhere from 70 to 90 million, where the budget for The Witch was like 4 million, and the budget for The Lighthouse was like, I don't know, 6 million or something like that.
Yeah.
So there's a huge discrepancy of like what brings in the money, obviously, because, you look at somebody's budget, like someone said this, I remember reading a review of something. You look at somebody's budget and then you times that by 2 just to be safe, and that will cover the promotional cost. So if this movie got any kind of promotion, you could have been anywhere from 140 to 180 million, and you only brought in 70 million, and you lost your ass on it.
Well,
even though I think this is a really good movie.
I feel like this movie was heavily promoted, because I think more so than his first two films, like, this was advertised a lot. Like, this was something that you were seeing trailers for, like, in front of YouTube videos. You were seeing it on TV, like in TV commercials. It felt way more advertised, and because it's probably a lot of the budget. Part of the budget goes into that, of course, but a lot of it is also probably
that's what I was saying.
It's from a bigger film production company, so yeah, a lot of it has to do with that too.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I wasn't like. I guess I kind of got lost in the translation. It was just, so if you look at the budget, you times it by 2. So you were pretty safe to say this movie probably cost with the post-production and with what's it? Just advertisement and stuff like that. The studio probably spent $140 million.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got
altogether on it.
I got you. Yeah.
And that's what I meant. So you're looking kind of say from 140 to possibly $180 million altogether, and it only brought in $70 million. And it's like, fuck. I mean, I wish. I don't know if this. I mean, it came out in April, man. April feels like no man's land when it comes to releasing movies, almost. You know, unless it's like a Marvel movie. And I think that's pretty much any movie studio now. If it's not a Marvel movie, you're not going to make any money at the movie theaters. But I just think that he kind of got dealt a bad hand. I think, like, within 14 days, they had put the Northman on video on demand, too.
Yeah. I think I saw somewhere that it made most of it. It made a lot of its money back from that or something.
Yeah, which, I mean, to be fair, I think if you put your movie in the movie theater and you have a streaming service, just put the movie on the streaming service and charge like $20 for somebody to watch it, you'll make all the money there. You know, I know that's eventually going to kill out the movie theaters. You know, I kind of said that back when HBO Max started doing this. It's going to kill the movie business.
Yeah.
But most people, and I don't have a desire to go to a movie theater now. I'd rather just watch it at my house, and the studio still gets its money. So I think that, but I think ultimately a company doesn't have to release its video on demand sales, whereas a movie theater, since it's kind of like a partnership and kind of like, you know, my dick's bigger than yours, I got to show off the money we made. It just shows a poor showing for him. And this movie's really good, and that's a shame.
Well, I think a lot of it too comes off of, you know, it's not like the Northman is really a well-known story in most of the world, right? So like this legend isn't really well known. Then the only thing you really have to go on as far as advertising to get people into the theaters, hey, do you like Viking stories or do you like Robert
Eggers? Like the Minnesota Vikings? Well, come watch his fucking movie.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, that's what gets them.
Hey, it should have been like the story Hamlet was copied from.
It's weird.
The Northman.
In most of the U.S., we didn't make a lot of money, but for some reason in Minnesota, we just sold out theaters all the time.
Minnesota loves this fucking movie. I don't know why.
Well, in Minnesota, I'm pretty sure anytime a Viking was wearing a helmet, it was CGI'd with a purple Viking helmet with a horn.
Yeah,
it's like, see, there's the Vikings.
If you're born in Minnesota, you have like a brain defect, and anytime you see a Viking, he's just in purple.
It's like, ooh, let's
go
like, Randy Moss.
Yeah, they're like, it was a good movie, but everybody was in purple, so it's kind of weird.
And then every once in a while, MF would yell, "Touchdown, Vikings!"
Yeah, during that the sports fucking part of the movie.
That shit was like, is this where they got Quidditch from?
Yeah, probably. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that. You know, Robert Eggers probably did his homework. It was like, dude, they played this very specific like game. Let's put it in the movie.
Yeah, it was. I will give Eggers credit because I know I liked The Witch, but it kind of freaked me out, obviously, and I wasn't a fan of The Lighthouse, even though I thought it was a really well made movie. He has his source material nailed. Like, he's not putting something out that people can really poke holes in to and be like, oh, well, this isn't accurate, this isn't that. Like, this, he puts a movie out that can satisfy the masses and also the people who just look for mistakes almost.
Yeah. No, like, he definitely, you can tell he makes movies out of, like, whatever he has, like, a passion for. Like, you know, just for instance, in this movie, you know, there's so much taken from, like, real Norse mythology and stuff that it seems kind of weird, you know, some of the things that happen in the movie. But, you know, a lot of it's attested. Like, I looked up that funeral scene that's in the movie where it's, like, that lady dancing. They hold her over, like, the gate and stuff. Like, it was really weird.
Kill her.
Yeah, then they just kill her. I looked that up, and that's from, like, it's directly pretty much taken from this like 10th century Arabian like explorer, and he saw like a Rus Viking funeral, and that's pretty much exactly what he wrote down was what happened there, except with some parts left out. Like, apparently the woman that was killed was like one of the guy's thralls. And apparently what they did before they killed her was like everybody in like the like whatever they're called, the chiefdom or whatever the fuck, would like screw the chick. I don't know why. Well, they wouldn't do it, like they wouldn't rape her, but they would do it for, I don't know, to kind of show their love to the guy who died, I guess. I'm not really sure. But
And I'm assuming.
I thought it was like so he would have a companion in the afterlife.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
assuming that it was for that. So like we're
yeah, that's why they killed her.
And
Yeah, that's why
but
they
since
killed
they had
her.
sex with her, they just sent him a homie hopper to death.
Yeah, they they send him a hoe.
Hey, we just got done using her, boys. How about like no, I don't think that's how shit works. He's
They're
like,
like,
oh. He gets her in the afterlife, and he's like, this pussy is
he's
ruined.
like, damn, bitch, your pussy be stinking. I can smell it right here.
Oh Lord, it's like a petri dish.
He's like, damn, I can smell it right here.
Just how about real quick for 2022? It's kind of funny. Like they're not really all that connected, but for the Norse like representation, you have this movie, you have Thor: Love and Thunder, and then you have God of War: Ragnarok come out.
Yeah, the fucking glut of Viking shit that we have.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's something I was thinking about while watching is like Viking entertainment or whatever is kind of blown up in the last few years. Like, because not only did you had God of War in 2018 that went Norse, you had God of War Ragnarok this year, you had Assassin's Creed Valhalla a couple years ago where you play as a Viking during this time period. By the way, because they mentioned King Harold in this. When he first hears what happened to what the hell is his uncle's name?
Fjormir or whatever the fuck.
The bastard uncle.
And he says the guy's like, yeah, he got pushed out of his own land because King Harold of Norway came and took it, which is in his history. King Harold is like the one that basically unified all of these small chiefdoms into one country. Either he did it by force or he did it, the chiefs or whatever would give their land.
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, so
the Kansas City Chiefs were also there.
We're tying this in the NFL, baby.
Yeah, versus the Minnesota Vikings.
My team versus my dad's team. What's really interesting about like the whole Norse thing, because I've been watching like a lot of clips of God of War Ragnarok. Like I'm just obsessed with like the story. I'm not any good at the game, so I wasn't gonna waste my money on it. But I just enjoy like hearing like all the side dialogue that happens when you're like rowing the boat or whatever. And those guys put a lot of work into the Ragnarok and trying to make that accurate too, which is really incredible.
The Ragnarok.
And with this movie the Ragnarok, and it was just funny. This movie, it obviously does a really good job, and it was just funny seeing the Valkyrie like carrying him into Valhalla. Couldn't remember what it was called, and it was just funny. I was just thinking about like the Valkyrie in Thor Ragnarok. I'm like, oh, the guy like the Marvel's movie ruined all this for me.
Yeah, you're like, dude, where's fucking Thor and his fucking swinging hammer, dude? This is bullshit. Where's Captain America?
Eggers should have had Chris Hemsworth like do a cameo role and be like the first person to get killed.
Yeah,
it's like just to have somebody just have the name on the thing. It's like
starring.
I think this movie
starring Chris Hemsworth.
He's the first one, and then he's the first one to die.
Yeah.
But do the whole psycho route when you kill Janet Leigh halfway through the movie.
As much as the Marvel version does, like basically twist and pervert, Norse mythology to fit its style. You do have to give it some credit for basically teaching the general audience what a lot of these things are.
Yeah, most people would not know what the fuck like Ragnarok or Freya or whatever the fuck were.
Yeah, I mean it's an introductory class pretty much to it. If you want to go down that path, which is really cool. I don't mean it's ruined. I just when I saw the CGI in this movie that they've done, I'm like, ooh man, Morbius did it better.
Morpheus. Wait, what's CGI? I'm trying to think.
Oh, the quick little like
when they show the tree. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
like,
the tree.
Ooh, man, Morbius did better. And okay, we're gonna let Cody get to the plot eventually.
Yeah,
but
eventually.
He's gonna cut in 2 clips in this fucking movie. Ethan Hawke as the king, and the way he talks sounds just like Raiden from Mortal Kombat 95. Christopher Lambert. It's 100%
in a deadly tournament called Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Did you watch that clip after watching the movie?
Yeah.
Did he not sound like him?
He did. He has like this weird, like gravelly voice, and he has an. I mean, I understand why the actor who played Raiden had that accent because he's not. What, he's French or something, right?
Yeah, he's French. That's what he sounds like.
And he's trying to sound American, I guess, but it doesn't work completely. In this, it's like Ethan Hawke is trying to sound Scandinavian, and it doesn't work completely. But
yeah,
some of the accents are a little funny.
Yeah.
If you hear Ethan Hawke in Moon Knight, his voice is gravelly anyway, and I wonder if that's just his voice has turned into that.
Yeah, it could
over
be. Well,
like time and all that stuff.
I don't think it was like that in the Black Phone. So
okay, yeah, I haven't watched that movie. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I can't recall it being that gravelly in that. So
okay, so yeah, maybe it's just something he put on then. I was just kind of thinking like, because I hadn't seen Black Phone, like making the connection, like, well, maybe his voice is just kind of fucking shot. All the partying he's done over the years and everything.
All the blow.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to put in 2 clips of Raiden and King, whatever his name is, and it's going to be like, hey, sounds just like him. I kept waiting for him to say, your fate of billions will depend upon you.
I like how Raiden sounds in Deadly Alliance when he's like, we must stop this deadly alliance.
Hey, that game just celebrated a 20-year release, so...
Hell yeah, let's remaster
like
it.
A week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago at this point. Well, it's gonna be like 2 months by the time they hear this episode, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean
to I guess wrap it back into the Viking shit. Just to top it off, I guess
the Vikings won 2 days ago against the New England Patriots in the NFL. I mean, that's how we're tying it back into the movie.
That's how we do it, boys. But I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to watch this movie really when I first saw it. It was because I was kind of sick of Vikings. I don't know about you guys, but there's things about Vikings that I like, and I like learning about like historical Vikings, but I don't know, I was never big on the culture, like movie TV show train of Vikings and shit like everybody else was.
I hadn't got into it myself either. I don't think that was a turn off for this movie.
Yeah, it
just wasn't a movie that when I saw the preview I'm pretty sure I saw the preview during the Morbius movie, but I'm pretty sure like it just wasn't a movie that I'm like, yeah, I can take Savannah to that. That was going to be a no go, and I'm at this point now where I'm like, I'm gonna go see a movie by myself. I'm like, no, that's okay.
I guess for me, it that sort of stuff in recent years is probably more of why I was interested in this. I mean, I was gonna watch it anyway because of Robert Eggers being the director. But I think that was more what piqued my interest about it. Is like, oh, okay, because some of that stuff had gotten me familiar with sort of the way Viking culture is and like the lore and all that. Granted, I'm not giving a ton of credit to Marvel because again, that is a whole different version of it. But things like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, for example, that is like so based in history for the most part, it kind of like opened my eyes to what their culture is actually like. And then, I literally just got the Platinum Trophy in God of War Ragnarok this morning, and then immediately jumped into watching this. So I was like, I was very eager to jump in and see.
You're Viking.
Did you finish the game, Cody?
Yeah. Did
you get all the endings too?
Yes. I think there's the last. Okay, so there's like the main ending, and then there's like you do like a funeral scene, and then there's like some random.
You rescue the real Tyr.
Yeah, I rescued him. Although I wish I would have done it. I wish I would have done that side quest sooner because, like, you do run into him in other realms after you rescue the real one. And I was like, oh man, that sucks. Like, I'll probably look up on YouTube all the interactions with him, but because I did run into him again while I was just going through trying to get all the collectibles done or whatever. And you see Thor's daughter at one point. She's Mjolnir is sitting in front of her, and she says something like, "I won't let you down, Dad," and then she grabs it and flies off with it. Which was pretty cool. Do
you think it was a worthy successor to the 2018 God of War?
Oh, yeah. Man, so, alright, we're going into a tangent real quick. This game, it does such a good job with the story, like the build up of everything, because it's building to Ragnarok, right? Obviously, that's in the title of the game.
Ragnarok, as Owen would say.
Yeah.
Ragnarok. Let's keep it accurate.
Let's keep it X-rated here.
Yeah.
But it does such a good job of building up to it that when it finally happens, like, it is such an intense moment, and like it's such an intense feeling of like they nailed it, that like I literally had like tears like running down my face, because it's just so well made. It's like, it's not sad or anything, it's just so well done. And I don't think I've ever in my life had a game do that. Like, there have been ones where it made me tear up because there's like super depressing moments in it, but just because of how they nailed the landing, it's just like incredible. And I don't want
that feeling too with Mortal Kombat Special Forces.
What?
I said I had that feeling with Mortal Kombat Special Forces.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful game. I cried at the end of that game.
I did too.
At the end of Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero, I fucking cried.
Because
probably
because the headache was finally over.
Yeah, because I was so fucking frustrated and upset.
Cody, this game, how long did it take you to play through it?
So I did a lot of like side stuff as I went through the main story. So when I finished the main story, I think it had been 33 or 34 hours. And then to get the platinum trophy took me 43 hours. So that's where my
interesting. Now, would you spend 43 hours making love to your wife for playing this game again?
That's a lot of love making. I don't know if I've even spent 40,
I know. I'm like 2 minutes, I'm done.
I don't even know if I've spent 43 hours of my life so far doing that.
Now, does the game have any replay value, or do you feel like you're done?
For me, I feel like I'm done because in order to get the platinum, you have to do everything in the game. For the most part, there's a couple little side quest things that I don't think you have to do. Well, maybe you do have to do them because they give you certain items you have to have. But so like basically every realm was 100%. So I feel like I've done everything. There's nothing left for me here. And I did the same thing with God of War 2018. Like, I 100%ed everything, got the platinum trophy, and I never went back to it. But that was like my second favorite game on the PlayStation 4. Right behind Spider-Man.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that would you say if you were to recommend the game, since after you got through playing it one time and you feel like you're done with it, do you think it's probably a game that people could probably hold off on buying until it got discounted?
I think it's all up to the person. For me, I definitely feel like the full price is worth it. I mean, 30 something hours just to go through the main story and everything was hell. That's more than plenty. And it's like, it's not like there are a few sections in the game that are kind of slow, and it's like, all right, I'm ready to get back to doing what I'm normally doing. But outside of that, like, it's not like the game has a lot of like moments that are just like, oh my gosh, like this is just dragging on for the sake of padding out the time. Like everything feels intentional, which I think is a good thing, because you do have some games that they're kind of long, but a lot of it's just like, man, I don't want to go fetch fucking a pail of water for what's her face just to get 50 gold coins that can't buy me shit anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's definitely worth it. I will say, it does feel like a part 2 to 2018. Meaning, like, this isn't like 2018 where you could jump into it without ever playing any of the previous God of War games, and like you get the gist of the story based on conversations in the 2018 game, but you don't have to know all that stuff from before. For this, it is very reliant on you knowing what happened in God of War 2018.
And I also heard, listening to a lot of the videos, that there's a lot of references to his past life in Greece as well.
Yes, there is, and I think it makes the game even better because of it. There's a section during the main storyline where you're doing something with Freya, and she's talking about how, spoiler alert for God of War 2018, but you kill Balder in 2018, who is Freya's son, for those that don't know. And she vows to kill Kratos to get revenge because, he took her son away from her. But Balder had been begging for someone to kill him because she had done some kind of spell to him where he couldn't feel pain or anything and couldn't die. The only thing that could kill him was an arrow, was mistletoe, which ended up being what basically made him vulnerable, and Kratos was able to break his neck and kill him. Which also plays a part in actual Norse mythology, by the way, because that's one of the events that I think that is the event that sets Ragnarok in motion. Loki basically tricks one of the other Aesir gods, who is blind, but he gives him an arrow made out of mistletoe, and he ends up shooting Balder when they're having like a practice fight sort of thing, and it ends up killing him. So that's what sets everything in motion. But anyway, but you're going through this area with Freya, and Freya's talking about how, like, oh, Kratos could never understand what it's like losing a child, and he goes into like full detail about the reason why God of War 1 happens, and it's because he was serving Ares, the god of war, and Ares basically tricked him into going and murder. He gave him an order to murder everyone in this village, but Kratos was blinded to the fact that his wife and daughter were there in the village, and he killed them. And so it's like the first time in these newer games that he's ever mentioned Calliope, who was his daughter in the past life, I guess. And it's just such.
What's
a cool
interesting
thing
to me, I keep like, because I'm not one of these people that I'm sure there's people out there, like, for the sake of current storytelling, they don't want it to be bogged down with past storytelling. Whereas I'm super like intrigued with how does all this stuff add up, and it's just kind of confusing to me that, like, I understand he killed the Greece pantheon, so like he left Greece completely submerged in water, and pretty much all the gods are dead.
Yeah,
but what happened to everyone in the afterlife? Did they just kind of vanish? Because he doesn't hear like voices from his first wife or Calliope at all, and like they should still be in an afterlife.
Well, there is no afterlife for the Greeks, right? So in Greek mythology, when you die, your soul goes to Hades, and it goes into the river Styx or whatever. I guess they go to hell or Hades. Yeah, so they go to Hades.
Hades is but she's not in Hades though. Calliope, when you see her, because I watched some of the God of War cutscenes, obviously. When you see her in that, she's in like some kind of garden, or not garden, but like a field of like it looks like wheat almost, where he sees her again, but he has to let her go for the final time or something like that.
Yeah, maybe it's just a thing where my understanding of it, because they've done it this way, and like he goes to Scandinavia or whatever, and he can access the 9 realms and all that. That depending on what part of the world they're in and what pantheon of gods is the ones that oversee this part of the world, that's how the rules apply. So it's not like he can just go to the afterlife. I guess like everybody who's in the afterlife from the Greek world is just there, and that like that's it. There's no more, because everyone's pretty much dead. Because like you said,
it's just kind of confusing.
Yeah, it is. It is. And
remember in 2018 they had that scene in Helheim where you see Zeus's face show up in that corner of hell.
Yeah, and
he's like Kratos, and then I think that's just like that hell fucking with him.
I think it is. I think it's hell just messing with Kratos' mind. It's just like whenever he goes back to get the Blades of Chaos in that game, and the spirit of Athena is there, like taunting him. I think it's just that part in his part in his mind that's like, because he's always he's trying to hold off on becoming the monster that he was before, and it's that part of his mind just like messing with him, because he knows what he has to do, but he has to learn that he's doing it for the right reasons. Which that scene is also amazing. From that
is there any Helheim in this new God of War game?
Yes, you go to all 9 realms.
Got you. Okay, and there's no hallucination of Zeus. Do you ever find out what that corner of hell is supposed to be?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, because Mimir's like, never go there. Like, he warned him in 2018. I remember watching the cutscene. He was like, never go there.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's just that part of the hell that's tricking, that like fucks with you, I guess.
Yeah. So in this part, the part of Helheim they go in this one isn't anywhere near there. It's a completely different area of Helheim, and
okay.
Yeah, because they have to have it for a completely different story reason here. So.
Gotcha. I was just curious. It's I know I sidetracked this thing. I'm just super interested. And Cody can explain to me where my dumb brain can't understand it. So I'm like, oh, this is my chance to ask Cody about this stuff.
So we'll get back to the Northman. Real quick, let's run over the cast, because this film does have like a star-studded cast, or at least quite a few stars in this cast. Anyway, so in the beginning of the film, we have King Arvandil, War Raven, who's played by Ethan Hawke, as we've already kind of talked about.
Otherwise known as Lord Raven in this movie.
Willem Dafoe is here as Hymir the Fool.
He's just like it's just, and he's kind of like he's like Mimir in this, even though his head is decayed.
Yeah,
he talks to, obviously, Skarsgård after that witch guy brings it up. It was just kind of like when they had that scene like this where he pulls up that decayed head, like he talks to me. It's almost kind of like it just reminded me of Mimir in the God of War games.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I love the Willem Dafoe just for the last few years. I guess it's just like, I'm gonna play some weird ass characters and get super into it. Yeah, because that character is just really weird.
He is absolutely wonderful, and it's just so funny. And he called it too. The heel turn that happens in midway through the movie. He called it in the first 5 minutes when he shows up. He goes, "Oh, our glass is wetter for this guy," or something like that. And it's like, damn, he called that shit.
Yeah. He got so mad about it, too.
So let's see. Bjork is in this.
Hey, how much you guys want to bet that, I'm just sorry, one last thing. How much you want to bet William Dafoe plays, the assistant to Nosferatu in the new Nosferatu movie? He's going to be the little guy that he goes around, eating flies and shit like that, and he does all this bidding stuff.
I wouldn't complain about it. I think that'd be all right.
Yeah.
I think just speaking of Nosferatu real quick, I think it's a shame that Anya Taylor-Joy backed out. But if losing Anya Taylor,
I'll watch you back out.
Well, they had picked her and Harry Styles, right, to be.
She just wanted to do
the lead.
Harry Styles.
Well, I don't know if it was that, because she obviously credits Robert Eggers for jump-starting her career, right? So, and I think she likes working with him. I think it may have more been a scheduling conflict, because it was supposed to happen a few years ago, and then it was like, oh well, Eggers is like, I'm going to do the Northman first. So
I'll be in that though.
But if losing her in that film means we get to lose Harry Styles in that film, I'm fine with it. I really don't want Harry Styles as Nosferatu. That sounds fucking terrible.
That sounds pretty stupid.
Yeah, that would have been extremely disappointing. To be honest with you, I mean, he's not going to do it, but I think I would like to see a movie of each Universal monster be made by Robert Eggers. I know he's not going to do it, but it would be really cool just to see him being accurate to the original source material and making it scary. When's the last time Frankenstein's monster's been scary, or the Wolfman?
Yeah,
and obviously Nosferatu is the book accurate version of Dracula, and they changed Dracula into the good looking guy for the Dracula movie 10 years later.
Yeah, I definitely feel like he would definitely do some justice to that kind of aesthetic. That those old. Yeah,
I mean, I'm super stoked for Nosferatu. This movie is gonna be fucking. It's gonna be banging, bro. It's gonna be banging.
I think I'm definitely going to the theater to see Nosferatu whenever it finally comes out.
Yeah, I'm gonna lie to Savannah and say Harry Styles is in it, so we should go see it.
but yeah, I think Bill Skarsgård is going to play Nosferatu now, which I'm much happier with.
Is he related to Alexander Skarsgård?
Let me see, because there is Okay, yes, he is. Bill and Alexander are brothers.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But they're like part of this huge family of Skarsgård actors. Like their whole family basically, like all the children and the parents or whatever, like are all actors. It's crazy.
It's kind of like, what is that motherfucker? Because when I saw this dude, I got him confused with the guy who's being outed as a cannibal now, and his family's really big of actors. You know the guy fucking who played with Johnny Depp in The Lone Ranger.
Armie Hammer? Is that who it is?
Armie Hammer, yeah.
He's he's being outed as a cannibal? Are you serious?
Dude, this is a whole thing going on Armie Hammer. Just not right now, just go to Wikipedia and look at Armie Hammer. There's a big controversy. He's talking about drinking women's blood and all this other shit. Dude. It's really fucking wild, man. So it turns out he's a real Viking. But I was just kind of weird. I was like,
cannibalistic fetishism.
They both have dirty blonde hair. Well, they both had dirty blonde hair and kind of receding hairlines. I'm like, that's not Armie Hammer. I always get confused. I see Skarsgård. I'm like, is that the guy? Like, no, okay, it's Armie Hammer. But
so
I swear to God, it's real. I'm not even making this up.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So yeah, I'll look it up later. That's crazy. I know he was like trending a little while ago, but I couldn't really
because of that.
You know how Twitter is, like you click on a trending thing and it's like all you get are like all the people cracking jokes about something. And it's like I don't.
Unfortunately,
I wish I knew like
we got that with Jason David Frank. This past weekend fucking sucked with Jason David Frank. I kept like this isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. And it took them 4 hours for someone to finally confirm it. And it was just like, fuck, man. And then everybody kept thinking, well, maybe this isn't real. And then it finally come out, it was real. What happened. It was like, this sucks. But no, Armie Hammer, this shit, it was trending because they actually had an ABC special that did like 4-part series that they put on like national television for people to watch.
God. The way you felt about Jason David Frank is exactly how I felt the day that I found out Chester Bennington killed himself. Like, fuck, man. Like, this can't be real.
I had this when Warrior died of a heart attack, and it was like I was in a movie theater watching the Captain America movie, and I'm like, "Are you serious? Like this?" I mean, I had all these rumors over for 20 years that Ultimate Warrior was dead, and they replaced him with somebody new. And then I get like a text from my sister, and then a text from Alex, and I get a Twitter update, and it's like the Ultimate Warrior's passed away. I'm like, "What the fuck just happened? He just went in the Hall of Fame 2 days ago." So it just sucks when somebody like that from your childhood dies. Especially so young, like Warrior was 54, Jason David Frank was like 49. I know Chester didn't hit 50 yet, so it just sucks.
But anyway,
R.I.P.
Back to the cast. I'm not going to go over all of them because honestly, I think I'd butcher most of these names.
Anna Nicole Smith's in this movie.
Anna Nicole Smith. Nicole Kidman. Kidman plays Queen Gudrun. I don't know.
I saw a lot of people hating on Nicole Kidman for her role in this. I don't know why, though.
Because she was the heel turn.
Yeah.
She's the third man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because it's like... not
the character. They were just like, ugh, Nicole Kidman.
Oh, really?
I mean, Nicole Kidman's a good actress. So.
Oh, yeah. Like, I thought she did great in this.
Yeah, I was just looking if you guys had any explanation for that, because I didn't have any interest. I didn't have any... issues.
My research of this was like the Wikipedia page, and that was it. So I haven't seen any controversy with her. I don't know too many things that she's been in recently, to be honest with you. Like I said, she's kind of, I guess, disappeared from like the main casting and stuff like that. So I mean, I thought she did wonderful in this movie. I don't think there's a bad performance in this movie.
Internet people are weird when it comes to that stuff, though. It's like, oh man, like without any context for what her character could be in this film, like, oh, Nicole Smith, damn it, Lance, Nicole Kidman being in this movie, that sucks. It's like,
I wasn't even making the joke about that. I was making the joke about
Anya Taylor-Joy. So yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy is obviously also in this movie as Olga of the Birch Forest.
Olga.
Bjork has a very small part in this. She plays the Cirrus.
I didn't know she was the Cirrus. I knew she was in this, but I couldn't remember. I couldn't figure out who she was until I went to Wikipedia and was like, oh, okay.
Like, well, who are you talking about? The old lady?
Yeah, she's this.
She's like the witch or sorceress
The
woman that he
Vavitch.
sees, the one that says that her eyes were taken out, but she can still see who he is or whatever.
Oh no! I was thinking the one later on on the sheep farm. You know that one that's kind of like Lord Raiden, but it's a woman. That chick plays in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Netflix movie. She's the actress that plays the original character that came back with the gun that goes.
Are you talking about the
I looked it up.
Valkyrie at the end? Or
No.
towards the end?
The sorcerer, the fortune teller person on the farm that does.
I thought that was a guy.
No.
Oh no, I know who you're talking about. My bad. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
So the main character of the film is Amleth. Sorry, Amleth.
Hamlet.
Who was played by Alexander Skarsgård.
Army Hammer. Oh.
But yeah. So I don't know if we should get like too in the nitty gritty of the plot, but we can kind of run through it and discuss anything that you guys want, anything that I might miss that seems important. So the first act of the film is all about Amleth he's a child. His father returns from some sort of expedition.
From Mortal Kombat, if you will.
Yeah, he went to battle because he comes back with like battle wounds, right? And
Yeah, it's honestly like it's pretty standard, folktale revenge theme fare. His dad is the king.
That's how I feel every time I leave Dollar General. So.
Yeah, you're thinking, I will avenge you myself. I will kill you, district manager.
I will kill all the customers. I will avenge myself.
I will save you myself.
Oh man. But yeah. So the first act, his father comes home from battle. He's injured. They go to see Hymir the Fool, and I guess it's some sort of what?
Some furry ritual. Some weird furry ritual.
Oh my god, that scene! His dad goes, "Just do what I do," and
He
then they
farts,
start
dude.
barking and shit.
I'm willing to, dude. I swear, every Robert Eggers movie from The Lighthouse now is probably going to have a fart in it.
When he farts, what does Willem Dafoe say? He's like, "I can smell." What does he say? I can smell the warrior within, or something
He goes,
that. I can't.
Do you have eggs?
Oh, did you eat eggs? Oh, gross.
But yeah,
chicken nuggets.
Essentially,
chicken nuggies.
Essentially, they drink some mead that basically makes them hallucinate, and it shows them their fate. Right. Once they're done with this all night rager, they walk outside and
I wasn't expecting that. That's pretty good, Cody.
They walk outside, and the king, which I cannot remember his freaking name off the top
Lord
of my head.
Raiden.
Lord Raiden gets a spear stuck into him, or an arrow, maybe. Maybe it's an arrow.
He gets a shot into him, Cody. Cody makes it sound like somebody came up with a rubber arrow and just stuck it to his forehead.
Look,
You're good.
I watched this movie at 6 o'clock this morning. Okay, it's been a minute and I was tired. Anyway, he gets hit with a bunch of arrows. Some men on horses come out and grab him, and lo and behold, it's his brother betraying him. And he goes to, and I guess they're half brothers, right? Because they mentioned something about
He's like
well, they say he's a bastard. They don't know his father is, but they call him brother.
Brother.
And the thing is, I don't know. The cast thing says that that's his uncle, and then obviously the one little prick is his son, and it's MF's cousin. But then they both share a half brother because it's just really fucking weird. So I don't know.
Yeah, because the older son would be from a previous relationship. And then the youngest one, okay, that makes sense. So because the youngest one is the child that Fjornir has, or Fjolnir, what the fuck ever. Let me look up his name because I know I'm gonna be saying it a lot. Fjolnir has with I wish I could remember these names off the top of my head. Sorry, guys. Queen Gudrun or whatever. So yeah. But anyway, so his father is killed.
It takes like fucking 7 arrows too, and then his head cop. That takes 3 chops for the sword to cut off his head. So I'm just kind of thinking, man, this guy killing him is kind of a puss.
Yeah.
Or he's like, I'm gonna make you. I'm going to Valhalla, and you're gonna earn that right of sending me.
Well, it's almost like, because I saw him, like, he cuts his throat. I thought he cut off his head, and then he goes hi-ya, and then he goes karate and chop for the 3rd time, and the head finally falls off. I'm like, Jesus. And then later on in the movie, spoiler alert, when it happens, it's just one small swipe.
Yeah,
and it's like, jeez Louise.
Jeez. So he sends his men after Amleth. And he runs, he hides. One of the soldiers finds him. He cuts off a chunk of his nose, which is pretty awesome, because later you see him and he looks like a pig man.
Yeah.
And
that
flees.
effect's really cool. I like that.
Yeah. He sees his mother being carried out, and she's screaming. And he flees to a boat and rides off. And then he's saying to himself, I will avenge you, father. I will save you, mother. I will kill you, Fjolnir. And then it's the next act.
Time hop.
Yeah. And now he's old. Time skip.
Yeah, and
now he's a furry, a full blown furry.
It's confusing how long it's been. I don't think they ever really say how long.
They have a timestamp for the beginning, I think, but I don't know. They don't have one for when he's an adult. So it's 895 when he's a kid, and then it's just like years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense now you say that, because that kid she had with Volmir or whatever the fuck, I'm just gonna say the bad guy. When she had the kid she had with Razor Ramon. I'll wait for Cody to get the joke that said bad guy. Anyway, when she had that kid's pretty fucking young, and obviously Skarsgård looks like he's way older than he probably should be as a character, because it looks like his cousin, who's not brothers with, could look like he could have been born in that same amount of time that he was gone too.
Yeah, which wouldn't have made sense, because let's just say it's probably been anywhere from 10 to 15 years. That probably that feels about
6 weeks since I looked at you.
But he apparently gets found by someone from another chiefdom and is trained to be a warrior for them.
An ultimate warrior.
I found it interesting when they attacked that village. A lot of the same stuff is happening, right, in this village that happened to his village when he was a kid. There's innocent people being slaughtered in the streets. Although, if you noticed, he never kills anybody except for the soldiers or whatever that are there.
But he doesn't stop anybody getting killed either.
Right? Yeah. It's like he just doesn't care about
this. I have a question for Owen.
Yeah.
Because they did the same thing in real life, obviously, when they were taking the kids and they put them in the house and set it on fire, kind of like they did in that Nazi movie we watched.
Yeah.
Did you think that? I don't know. Like, I guess that may be just a standard thing of like breaking a village's spirit or something like that. I didn't know if that was something Hitler stole from, like, he read in some history book. Like, oh, they did this. Let's do this.
Nah, I don't know. I mean,
I personally think that it's more so we're going to keep the people that can be useful to us in some way.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is. There's no use in keeping like a 4-year-old as a slave. So
yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, I remember Hitler.
Yeah, he had
the perfect race.
Well, Hitler did.
And they were blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yeah, you're thinking of like the Nazi, like, boner over Vikings and Nordic shit. But that was more like a Himmler thing than a Hitler thing. Like, Hitler was like, I don't know. I mean, Hitler was a moron, but I mean, he was a little more of a realist than Heinrich Himmler was. Himmler was like an uber autistic guy who was just obsessed with being like, oh, dude, these Vikings are just like me, even though I'm like, have like a fat face and wear glasses and like a loser.
Okay, so it wasn't Hitler that was obsessed with that.
No, not really. I mean, of course, he had that whole like, he was a Nazi, so he was obsessed with like his ethnicity and stuff. But he wasn't going around like holding up like Viking like, like going to like Viking mud huts and stuff and being like, dude, this is where the most advanced civilization comes from.
Okay. I was just kidding. I saw that connection. I knew that somebody. Obviously, I thought it was Hitler who had like an obsession with like the Viking.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Nazis
imagery.
did. Yeah, they have. I mean, overall, but like the SS, like the Sigrunes and all that crap, all that stuff was designed by Himmler, and he was the one who had a huge boner for like I said, Vikings and Norse shit.
Okay, because I mean that scene in this movie when they were burning that central building that had like I guess women and kids in it.
Mm-hmm.
The people that you said that weren't useful as a slave, I guess. It kind of reminded me of that scene, obviously, in that movie we watched. I can't remember the fuck.
Come and See.
What the movie's called? Come and See. There you go.
Come and See.
I was about to say Quiet a Place. I'm like, that's not it.
A Quiet Place.
It definitely came off as like we're gonna keep the women who are within age of bearing children or being able to work, and we're going to keep the men who look like they're capable of working. Everybody else we're just going to kill. Because it doesn't really seem like they care about like, oh, we're taking over this village and you're gonna you're gonna live under our rule or anything. It's more like we're taking this village. Yeah, the land is probably theirs at that point, but they really are just trying to find people that can serve them in whatever way that they see fit.
And it's just gonna burn the rest down. They don't care.
Yeah. Because I mean,
so that's why there's probably not Is there like not a lot of? I'm just curious, like Norse like legends written down. Is like a lot of stuff just kind of forgotten.
Actually, that's right.
Vikings didn't really record a lot of things.
Yeah, most of the Viking legends and shit we have, like even what I just said at the beginning of the podcast, like that funeral, that Rus Viking funeral, that was written down by like an Arabic explorer, like shit like Beowulf and stuff, like the first people to write that down were Catholics, were Christians. That's where most of our writings on Vikings and shit like come from, or like Christian missionaries and shit.
Interesting. Oh, it's just kind of funny. Like later on, when he's doing all that undercutting in the farm, they were like, "This is the work of that Christian god," and then one guy's like,
"Yeah,
their god's nailed a corpse nailed to a tree." And I'm like,
"Yeah,
okay, I like that little nod. That's pretty cool."
Yeah, that's definitely a cool little aspect that's brought up there.
So, well, here's the thing. Okay, you guys said that the timestamp was like 1895 or something.
Yeah, it's like 890.
Oh, 895. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
well,
895.
Okay, was that 895? Did it say BC or AD?
That's AD.
AD. Okay. I was just curious. I didn't know how far because I didn't pay attention to a timestamp because they were mentioning the Christian God. I'm like, well, hell, that happened in 33 AD. So I'm like, oh, no, of course that doesn't match up now. But
yeah, there's some holdouts pretty far into even like the Middle Ages in Europe where people didn't convert over from Norse or paganism and stuff,
yeah.
And
it's interesting.
Yeah.
So okay, Cody. There's real quick. You said that king that forced out the bad guy, that was a real king.
Yeah, King Harold of Norway. He's basically the one that formed Norway. So like, he went around again. He either took chiefdoms over by force or with diplomacy. Mostly, it was a way of like a lot of these chiefs were recognizing that their way of life was changing, right? And that they wouldn't be able to survive, especially at the time England was coming up into like a world superpower, for what a world superpower would be at that time. And it was more of a mentality, I think, of like, if we stand united, we have a better chance of like saving our land versus if we're all individual chiefdoms, then anybody could just kind of roll in here and take over. And going back to the Christianity thing, England is very much a Christian-based country, especially at this time.
Yeah. And
they absolutely hated the Vikings. They thought that they were savages. They were,
they weren't quite wrong there
well,
on that part.
Well,
it's like,
beyond
it's a cultural thing. We really only have, from the sources of Christians, describing, it's just like a xenophobia kind of thing. I mean, the Vikings had a pretty, from what we can understand, actually a pretty complex society. It's just that for most people who would actually write shit down, the only experience they got from them was like the Viking raids and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I can see like this part of it, but it's just interesting that, we don't have a lot of written history from like the Viking stuff. So I guess they were just, seeing how his mother kisses him on the mouth, I can see why that entire civilization was probably autistic and didn't want to write. So it's a little inbred almost. We call those Kentuckians and Alabamians down here. But no, just interesting because it's like, it's just a whole thing that it's super fascinating. But it's like, Egyptians, we have a lot of their history. And you have obviously a lot of Greek and then Roman mythology, which is always interesting to read. But like Norse is just like, we got nothing.
By the way, I don't think the mother kissing him on the mouth was like an indication of how normal people live.
No, she was just being a psychopath.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
I
think she's a complete like.
She's nuts. Like.
Yeah, she's a little crazy.
Because she said, what she say in that scene? She says something like, "And if you were to kill Fjolnir and whatever the little brother's name is or whatever, if you were to kill them, then it could be
bride."
Yeah, and it could be you and
queen.
me in power or whatever. So it's like,
of course, that's also like if you think about it, they kind of did that in Egyptians. Fucking relatives got married and had kids.
Oh yeah,
like that. And they did it all the way up until England.
Hell yeah, European kingdoms were really bad about that shit.
Yeah, like that one Spanish king who was like his fucking mother and his father were like. They were like first cousins or something, and he had like a real fucked up face because he was so inbred.
And Edgar Allan Poe married his cousin, so it's not that far gone. And there's somebody in Alabama listening to this going, "See, we ain't the first ones."
Say, we're just saying it from loyalty. I'll tell you what, man, we're fucking our cousins.
We got.
Hey, you shut up and go back to coloring your little book now. Okay.
We got to keep it in our heritage.
It's heritage, not hate, brother. Come on now.
Oh Lord, you better worship Odin now, okay?
It's okay. Most of our listenership is from Germany, Australia, and England. So
cool. They love, the Australians love it every time I do like terrible fucking Australian accent.
Side note,
this is a nice.
That's like a bogan.
Mad Max is now our third most listened to episode.
Good. They're like, oh, mate, this podcast is pretty nice, mate.
I don't think that's us. I think that's Mel Gibson, to be quite honest with you.
He's like, all right, I'll take me a listen to this.
You got a problem? They'll come to me.
So, where was I? Okay, yeah, they attacked the village.
He's about to get the vision from that chick with no eyes.
No, that's after he goes to the farm, isn't it?
No. It's when he's burning down the shit, dude. The shit.
Yeah, it's that night that they're staying at the village after they just ransacked it.
Right.
And then he walks off and then goes in there. That's where we left off.
Yeah.
He was about
and
to
then
walk in.
And then the next morning, he hears that there's that guy that's talking about, Fjolnir fled to Iceland because King Harold came through and basically forced him out.
Proving that this guy was a puss.
Yeah.
So he sneaks away onto the prisoner ship that's sailing for Iceland. He then meets Olga, and
Helga.
They end up going to Iceland to Fjolnir's farm. He ends up being chosen as a slave to stay on the farm, as well as Olga and a couple other people.
Olga, more like ovulating later on.
Okay. It's the full moon.
Everybody's running around butt naked doing that scene. That shit was hilarious.
They're all just fucking.
Yeah, but this shows like it doesn't even really show women. You just see the backsides of dudes running. I'm like, okay, that's a lot of cake there.
A lot of bunt cake. They get to the farm. He ends up being closely watched because they don't trust him.
Down the bayou.
He starts conspiring with Olga, right? So like basically she knows somewhat of what his intentions are, that he's there to kill Fjolnir. And let's see. I'm trying to remember the order of events that happened. I know they play that weird sport, that Quidditch game that they're playing. And he ends up
J.K. Rowling probably got there from that.
he ends up, I think, does he kill the guy that like trips his younger brother, or his only brother, I guess.
It doesn't make any sense, that whole scene, because that guy's the brute of the other team, and he's trying to win, and yet the royal kid runs down there and he tries to kill him. I'm like, what is your end game on this?
Well,
bro?
they're from
This isn't gonna
two.
work for
They're
you.
from their teams are from two separate like chiefdoms, I think, because they say earlier in the scene they're like, my boys are gonna beat fucking Jarl.
Come Sunday, my boy's gonna beat your boys, and we gonna make it to the Super Bowl, boy.
Man, my defense is gooder than hell, brother. I tell you what, Svensson's a good running back, man. He's a good wide receiver.
We're gonna call this WrestleMania.
Man,
Okay.
man, Coach Jarl Svenson, man, that son of a bitch, man. He can't coach the broadside of a fucking barn, man. I tell you what.
I tell you what. That's a sentence in Texas. Just be like, I tell you what. Like, what is it? That's it.
That's it. That's what I told
That's
you.
a sentence.
I told you
Tell
what.
you what.
I'll tell you what, boy.
Damn it, Bobby.
Yeehaw. Damn it, Bobby. Oh, I'm about to bust.
So yeah, like his little brother runs out there, grabs the ball, and he gets tripped by one of the opposing people.
No, it's that big dude fucking pushes him down and is literally about to bash his head in.
Yeah, and just him being tripped fucks him up. Like,
yeah, his whole face is red. Like it felt like blood. Like this motherfucker's brain dead.
yeah.
At this point, and then he just wakes up. They're like, "Hey, mom."
He's like, Mom, did we win, Mom?
Before he runs out there, he's like, "I'm going to get the ball," and he goes and gets
He's
it. And he
like-
trips. He's like, "Ma, Pa, where are you at?"
Mom, did I win?
Maybe make him sound like the fucking Beverly Hillbillies.
Did I win, Mom? That was cool when
Um,
he brained the guy with his headbutts, though.
Multiple times, like bam, bam, bam.
He said, Rob. There's a lot of power in this movie, dude. This is a very cool movie. I'm all about it. He's literally me.
Yeah.
It's literally me.
So, because of him doing this, Fjolnir decides, oh, he's actually going to be a leader slave and not a worker slave, and he's granted
He's now a house.
the choice of
Of a woman.
one woman, which of course he chooses Olga, and they end up banging one out that night in the
Yeah.
Hey,
forest.
let's not forget the scene where Olga takes her period blood and wipes it over that dude's face.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
we passed that a while ago.
Yeah, again, like I'm going to miss some stuff. This is a long, detailed movie, so
Oh, okay. I thought Cody was about to say, "Look, I missed that on purpose."
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. We missed
No,
some of the
I-
psychedelic shit too, like him getting the sword and stuff. Like he gets his special Draugr sword.
does he already have the sword at this point?
Yeah, he gets
No,
it relatively quickly.
Yeah, that's right before the period blood part.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you're right.
Because
So,
he fights that big skeleton thing.
I
Yeah,
thought
he
the
goes-
skeleton was supposed to be his dad when I was like first watching it. Like I thought that was like his dad as like a skeleton Draugr guy. But I guess not.
I thought it was funny, like that part of that scene kind of mimicked what happened to Aquaman when he was trying to get the, who also has Nicole Kidman in this movie. In Aquaman, he's trying to get that special fork. I can't remember what it's called.
special fork.
And and it's a skeleton, and he has to like fight a battle with that beast to get it from the skeleton. So it's kind of like that. You know what I'm talking about, Cody?
The trident. Yeah,
Oh, I tried it. My bad. Yeah,
The
it's like, that
special fork.
Yeah.
that's great. Oh man. So yeah, we can go back to the scene. Like he goes and talks to that seer or whatever, right? The one that has Hymir's head, and that
That dude's hilarious. He's just like, he's like going back and forth and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? He just kind of he's like gyrating while sitting down. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I get this.
he tells him
Down at the bayou.
he tells him about the sword, and like I thought it was all like just metaphorical, but I guess it ends up being somewhat literal later on. But he says something like, the blade cannot see sunlight, right? And later on, when he gets captured and he's tied up and being beaten, that one guy tries to like take the sword out of the sheath, and he can't. He's like struggling to do it, and he just like throws it off on the side.
And there's also, I don't think he can take the sword out, like, unless, because he tries to do it, like, when he's trying to kill him in the hut after he gets the period blood wiped on his face. And he tries to pull the sword out then, but it won't happen. He goes, Skarsgård goes, like, I'm supposed to kill him, like, in a pit of fire or something like that, so I won't let him release it then either. Lake of fire. But bad folks don't, they die!
Bad folks when they die.
But
don't want to have it where the angels fly.
So let's talk about the period.
Go to a lake of fire and fry. I'm sorry, Cody. Go ahead.
Let's talk about the period blood thing.
Let's talk about the period blood. Okay.
So
what does the period blood mean?
So the scene itself, right? The scene
This is fucking gross.
The scene itself, it is kind of gross, but
I think it's
I
cool.
think it fits her character well. It's just like, what, go fuck yourself sort of thing. But later on, okay, I need to tie this to a later thing. When he confronts his mother, right, or like he finds her, and he's like, that's when the reveal of, oh well, I actually wanted this. I'm the one that told him to kill her.
She's like, I'm actually horny for Fiona's dick. Is what she said.
And she goes, I am the third man. And Bobby Heenan goes, she's the third man.
But she makes a comment about like how his father was only obsessed with basically war, money, and whores. But isn't Fjolnir going out to that hut because he wants to screw Olga? Isn't that why he's there?
Yeah.
And then he basically gets mad because she's on her period or whatever.
I don't know if it's so much that if he got period blood wiped on his face.
Well,
yeah,
I didn't realize that was him in the hut though, because I thought he was with those group of people. Like that scene goes pretty quick because the dog is barking, trying to give away his location, and Skarsgård goes or whatever, and the dog shuts up. I thought Fjolnir was with those three people, and then all of a sudden Fjolnir's in that hut with her too. It's like,
no, I don't.
A little weird.
I think you're combining two scenes. I think that's a different scene.
Yeah, no, I think you're thinking of something else. No, I think those are.
He's trying to. That's the same scene because he's trying to hide the sword.
Yeah,
and then he can't hide the sword, and then he's up on top of the hut, and that's where he hides the sword. Then
no, yeah, Lance.
Like it's all one big.
Lance is right. Yeah, that's all one sequence.
Okay. Sorry.
It's confusing. Maybe there's a dude that looks just like him in the group. I don't fucking know. That dude's kind of forgettable, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm not sure entirely. Again, some of these things kind of bleed together because I guess that is a little bit of a problem when you have like the majority of the movie takes place in a tiny village that doesn't have a lot of like any like iconic set piece type things in the background or landmarks where you can like kind of at this day this thing took place. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah, I thought that was his intent. Like he's down there, and when he's in that hut, it's just him. It's him, and then like of course there's Olga, and there's one of the other slave women in the hut with him. But I don't know. Sorry. That was my read on the situation. But
that situation was pretty nasty. I'll just say that.
It made me horny.
So let's see. Ugh. We'll probably skip around here a little bit because I'm having trouble remembering exactly what order things happened in.
Yeah, hold on, wait. So we're at.
He starts picking people off slowly, like night by night, and they all think it's like the curse of some other god or something like that. They're like, "It's not a curse," or some shit like that.
It's not a curse, boy. Yeah. Shit. Oh, fuck.
He confronts his mother. Let's get to the scene where he confronts his mom.
Okay.
Because
yeah, let's just
he
do
lets
that.
his mom take off a couple of shackles and clothing before he goes, whoa, stop. Okay, let's talk about this.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I was in there thinking, like, is he just gonna like literally sit here and watch her strip down, or is he gonna actually like
He's
make
like,
his
"Oh."
presence known?
He's like, I haven't had
Mom.
milk in a long time.
He's like, yeah, time to get some milky.
I was another thing. It was kind of like in Taxi Driver when I was about to say Angelina Jolie, the fucking God, what's her
Jodie
name?
Foster?
Jodie Foster, my bad. Jodie Foster. She gets down on her knees. She unzips his pants, and in a split second, and then he pushes her off. He's like, "What the fuck, man? What the fuck?" He like takes forever doing it. And this scene right here kind of reminded me of that. It's like his mom's taking off piece by piece. She undoes something, then he goes, "Whoa, stop!" It's like, okay, you could have done that from the word go.
But yeah, so in the scene, she reveals that she's actually the reason why Fjolnir killed Amleth's father, and she's the one that also told him to kill Amleth because she wanted to make sure that he wouldn't come back to try and get revenge, which is really fucked up. And she talks about how she loves Fjolnir, she loves her son that she has with him, and yada yada yada. And I fully expected him.
She wasn't screaming; she was laughing.
Yeah, which thinking back on it, it's like I cannot interpret that as a laugh at all. I wonder if it's just her like basically like misremembering on purpose just to make it like easier to cope with the fucked up life that she has. But
it is the heel turn.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's all.
She was in on it.
right. But you remember, she also reveals that she wasn't like hand chosen as a bride or whatever for Amleth's father. She was a slave beforehand and made his bride.
She had the mark of the whore.
Yeah.
There's a movie in a beer fest, and it's real stupid. But their grandma, who they think is like, she's got like, they find out their grandfather's got like some kind of German royalty or some shit like that. It turns out she was a whore. And that's where that branch of the family came from, that he actually had a proper branch of the family in that movie. And his grandmother is like, it's the mark of the whore. It's supposed to be a funny movie. So it's pretty funny. When she did that, I kept thinking about it. It's the mark of the whore. I know how to take care of sausage or some shit like that.
So let's see. He leaves the hut, right? So this is when he flees. After he leaves the hut, he kills Fjolnir's oldest son.
Which is really literally the next room, and his mom does nothing to stop him.
Yeah. Because I don't think she cares. I think that in her mind, she's gonna manipulate. She wants to try and manipulate the situation to where she's in power, regardless of who's king. So he kills him, takes out his heart. I love the scene the next morning where he shows up with the bag with the heart in it, and he's like, I'll spare Olga's life, and I'll give you his heart. And then later on, he's like, or when he gets beaten in that fight, he's like, how do you know it's not a rabid dog's heart that I killed 2 days ago or whatever? And then they beat him mercilessly. Which also, by the way, in that scene, he also he fights with the sword, but he keeps it inside the sheath. So he's like just basically bludgeoning.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's cool.
Yeah, he's beating the hell out of people, and then he pauses, and then they start beating the hell out of him. So he like gave up the high ground, quote unquote.
Yeah, that's what. Speaking of, I guess, fights, that's kind of one of the things I thought was kind of weird. I mean, it didn't bother me too much, but I thought the fight choreography could have been a little better. Just a tad.
A lot of it felt very telegraphed, and I'm not saying like.
Yeah.
Like when you watch pro wrestling,
it's like the prequel movies, like Star Wars prequels.
Well, it's almost like it. Like when you watch pro wrestling, if there are two really good guys, like they're doing the craft, you can't really tell. But there's two guys that are not. It looks like they're setting something up, and it felt like in this movie, every time they would make a movement, they were just waiting for the other guy to do the movement. So it was very slow, but it wasn't methodical fighting. It was very shoddy.
Yeah,
the fight choreography. I guess it's the one thing I can like complain about this.
Yeah,
movie.
that's like one of the few only things I think I can complain about is that. And I mean, it's not even that big of a deal breaker. Like, it's not that bad. But
Nah, I don't even think about it. I just think about the period blood.
Yeah, I just think about that. I mean, I like the violence. The violence looks cool though. So
Yeah, but he gets distracted because Olga's running away, right?
Yeah, he said,
And
"Olga."
he noticed. he notices her running, and but when he walks out, he also has that line of "It's over, Fjolnir. I have the high ground."
Well, there's another line at the end of this movie I'm going to use, so you go ahead and get that reference.
So yeah, he gets taken and he's beaten, and basically Fjolnir is trying to get an answer out of him as to where his son's heart really is. They basically go take a little lunch break, and they go to leave. I already talked about the one guy trying to unsheath the sword and can't do it, and he just like kind of throws it in the corner of the room. Then some ravens show up.
Which you think is kind of stupid. Like, wouldn't you take the sword with you? Don't leave him a weapon.
He probably thought, well, this thing's freaking useless because I can't get it out of here, so what use is it to him? Because they also, again, he fought that group that he fought with it in the sheath, so, you know, maybe he just thought...
that's true, too.
Maybe he just thought, well, the sword's somehow stuck in here. But
all the crows show up and they start pecking at the ropes, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, the ravens show up. And
the ravens.
They are ravens because that's Odin that's standing over him after he drops down.
Oh, that's who I thought that was that crazy fucking male witch banshee guy.
No,
the one that was gyrating in the cave.
No, yeah, that's Odin. And then of course, you know, he has the vision of the Valkyrie coming down for him, right? And
yeah, he thinks he's having that vision like he's going to Valhalla.
Yeah, and he wakes up in a hot spring, and Olga has saved him.
This is where it's more like ovulating. I mean,
they decide while they're there that they're just going to leave. Like, you know, maybe revenge isn't worth it. I think a part of it is probably the fact that like he confronted his mother and he found out that she was in on it the whole time. So it's like that throws like one of his three like things he wanted to achieve. It's like, well, that's already out the window because apparently she didn't need to be saved after all. And
he's like, nah, she was hungry for that dick. What do you want, some dick? when she's over here begging Volmir like to kill him, he's like, huh? What do you want, some dick?
So they get on a ship that Thorir was supposed to show up to with some men, and
then they all take a shit on the ship.
They start sailing away. He finds out that she's pregnant because he goes to kiss her wound on her neck, and he has the vision of his family tree, and there's two children.
Yeah,
and which plays into the prophecy that was given to him earlier about how like he would slay Fjolnir and give way to a new maiden king, which presumably is his daughter. And
gotcha. I didn't pay much attention to that part. I thought that's pretty good though. When you see those kids later on, when he has that vision at the end, those two babies they have as stand-ins have like heads like bowling balls. Like holy shit, those kids' heads are fucking huge.
That's the head of a Viking.
If we're going like realistically, her vagina is probably wrecked after giving birth to those things.
That's the head of a Viking right there.
They get the little horns growing out of it too. Oh god, that's pretty good. I didn't. That's pretty good. What about Okay, he likes to swim in this movie because when he does this, he's like fucking like it looks like 100 yards out from the shore, and he's like, I'm gonna jump off right here and go swimming. It's like, dude, you're gonna be fucking tired by the time you go attack the rest of this village. Yeah, like this isn't smart.
I kind of thought that too. It's like, man, you're kind of far away for this. You could drown before you get there.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it, dude. Olympic swimming. I'm going back.
And newsflash, I don't think you get into Valhalla if you drown from swimming.
Why did Olga? I know why Olga freaked out, but why did she hold up the little medallion?
I think when she did that, she was praying like to Mother Earth.
Yeah.
And then the winds picked up and carried the boat like faster to get away from it, I guess.
Because she is a sorceress.
I guess it was her way to honor him.
Right.
Yeah, she's supposed to be a sorceress, but we saw 2 movies ago she was a witch.
She's a Valkyrie. Yeah, so you're right.
I know. It's all fucking connected, dude.
It's all connected.
So in the meantime, while Amleth is taking his marathon swim back to shore, we get the funeral scene for Thorir, and that's when you get like the maiden who gets killed, and the horse is killed, and the kid comes off like a little psycho because he's hacking away at this dead horse. And at that moment, I think, man, I cannot wait for them to all die.
But that's when Voldemir's like, he's butt naked and he's like shaking that thing over his head like a bone, like a slingshot, and that's when his ass is shaking. It's like, good God. Not in a good way. I just like, Jesus Christ. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, I'm pretty sure he's not butt naked in that scene. They have like underwear that they can CGI an ass cheek and genitalia on.
Maybe.
But I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, what if you have to shit in that scene?
Well,
and you're just like, oh, nothing slips out.
Maybe, because didn't we discuss how when they filmed The Lighthouse, they allegedly filmed a scene that actually showed Robert Pattinson's penis and everything, and it ended up not making the final film.
Oh yeah, but I remember it was also that kid in The Witch when he's butt naked and he actually wasn't. They just had him.
Oh
wear the
yeah,
underwear and they
yeah.
CGI'd.
But that's because obviously that's because he's a little kid. You can't have a little kid running around.
Oh yeah, I know that,
naked.
but I'm thinking they'd use the same thing here, unless the dude's like, no, I like my ass. Go ahead and show it off.
I would not be surprised if he's just like, you know what, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, go ahead and show my ass off. Look at it; it's got a lot of cake.
Yeah, it's like a wedding. It's like a wedding cake back there. So the let's see. Maybe I mixed up the scenes. Maybe the funeral was before it shows Amleth jumping off the boat or whatever. But
I don't think it. I don't think that matters.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He makes it back to the village and at night, and he goes around sneak-a-dinking around and slaughtering people, right? And he goes and he frees the slaves, and then he goes into the hut where his mother was before, into her room.
Jabba-Doo hut.
And she jumps out of the wardrobe, like the Lion and the Witch, and jumps on his back. Or no, she jump on his back?
No, the kid jumps.
The kid jumps on his back.
Yeah, the kid jumps on his back.
He stabs her in the heart.
Right.
This is the part where he starts. I don't understand. Like, I understand him feeling affection for his mother, but he feels affection for his little brother, even though he doesn't know the little shit.
I don't think he does, though. He just kind of kills him, throws him down.
Well, he does. Well, later on, when the bodies are at the base of the volcano, he kisses his fingers and touches his mom's forehead and the little brother's forehead and says, "We will be together again soon." Like, why would you
you're right.
care about the little shit?
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. It's weird.
Maybe
it's just because he
died,
knows
bro.
that they're blood, and plus, like, he was just a kid, you know.
Yeah, the kid died like a fucking warrior, dude.
Like I said earlier,
I'll say this. Like, go ahead, Cody.
Well, like I said earlier, like, you know, when he goes through that village in the beginning, and they're fighting or whatever, he doesn't ever kill anybody who's innocent. He doesn't kill any women or children. He only kills soldiers. And I think, does he say, he tells Olga at one point that he doesn't kill women, right? Doesn't he say that, or am I confusing this with something else I saw?
I think you're confusing that with Batman.
I thought when he goes back to see Olga after he first talks to his mother, she asks if she's dead. And he says, "No, I don't kill women."
Oh yeah, I won't kill a woman. You're right.
Yeah.
But he also says that in Batman.
Batman, where is she?
I don't kill women. Oh wait, no, he says I don't kill.
Yeah, I don't kill. Period.
And Ezel from Friday, the guy who's like a little thief, he's like, "I steal, I don't kill," and he puts the knife back.
So yeah, he goes up to the mountain. Well, he when he's standing in the room, Fjolnir walks up to the door, right, and he like looks down.
He just grabs the bodies.
Yeah, and drags them away.
I'll see you at the gates of hell.
And so they meet at the gates of hell, which is a volcano. It's recently erupted, just like the plot of this movie. And
here's the thing also about that scene: like, if he's strong enough to carry 2 dead bodies, like straight up, just pick it up, look at that. It shouldn't have taken him 3 hacks to cut his brother's head off. I'm just going to be completely honest about that. Like, for continuity wise, like, we can kind of pick this apart.
Well, he could have built up some muscle over the years.
Well, there's another head cut off, like in the movie Highlander, and then Skarsgård goes, there can be only one, and he does it. And that's just like one strike, and the head goes off like a fucking bowling ball.
I love the
Or like your little like young kid that hits a t-ball. It's like, hey, look at this, Daddy went 2 feet. You know.
I love the line in Highlander where he goes, "There can only be one mortal Kombat."
Another thing, when his mother says he stabs her in the heart, she goes, "In the heart, thank you." And I'm thinking to myself, pretty sure if you got stabbed in the heart, like that's it. Your body doesn't make any more movements. It's not like you can sit there and say something. Your heart's bleeding. Her heart's sliced. She's dead.
Your brain is still active. It's just,
but I don't think it works that way. You have a heart attack, you're not like, yeah, this is it, No, I'm pretty sure it's a heart attack. Like everything's kind of like, no, and you can't really like get out this whole thing like, in the heart. Thank you. Like I know they're trying to be poetic about it.
Oh yeah.
I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't know about that. She doesn't like. I don't understand like her character when it comes to motivations and what's not. She's just a fucking psycho, like most women.
Well, I think.
Am I right?
Come on, let's. Yeah, brothers.
Let me just just extrapolate. I guess maybe that's the word I'm looking for a second.
No, I don't think so.
She starts off as a slave, right? She's taken from another land and brought there as a slave because she says she's from Britannia, which obviously is
Brittany.
Not anywhere near them. And,
not Britannia, Brittany.
It's more like being make believe, pretend. Huh?
It's Brittany.
What'd you say, Owen?
Brittany.
Brittany.
Yeah, that's
that
little cock on the north end of France.
Yeah, you're right.
Did he say Brittany?
Right.
I thought he was talking about my imaginary girlfriend, Brittany.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, you're right, Owen. So, sorry. But obviously she's not from this area, this place, right? She's brought there against her will. She's a slave. She's made the queen to a chief, and I think a lot of her motivations just come from like learning to survive. And what better way to learn to survive than basically having this mentality of I don't give a fuck who the king is. I'm going to find a way to like be here and be in power, so I don't have to be a slave.
Don't give a fuck about you or your generation.
But that is just me like reading into things and not. I mean, there's not a whole lot of evidence for that. Obviously, it's just
it shows like I don't think you spend enough time with her to understand like her not her motivations, but to see like the ebbs and flow because she shifts like completely. She seems like a loving wife, but then William Dafoe, the Green Goblin, hints at it seems like her cup is more wet for Voldemort.
Yeah, Lord Moldy Butt.
Lord Moldy Butt. And it's like, okay, so he called that from like the first 5 minutes in, and then you find out 20 years later or so that, yeah, that's who she wanted to be with in the first place, but she wouldn't mind him getting killed to shack out with her own son. So she's just like a psychopath.
Yeah.
And she's the true monster of the movie.
So yeah. Anyway, Amleth makes it up to the Lake of Fire, and they go down.
Back
and
they die.
And it burns when I pee.
And the flames made me hotter.
Because I had sex with my mother.
God. So they
Octomom Home Alone.
They duke it out. Amleth versus Fjolnir at the end of Star Wars Episode 3.
The Shoryuken.
So yeah, they duke it out. It looks like Amleth is going to die, and he gets one last wind.
Oh, and then that slice on his arm, where his arm's just kind of dangling there, that was pretty fucking cool looking.
Mm-hmm. And it caught me a little bit off guard at the end because, when he slices his head off, I thought that Fjolnir was like swiping from the side, so I thought that he hit his arm or whatever. But like the sword just like stuck in him, so maybe he stabbed through him or something.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think it was just.
Yeah.
I think the movement's a little off when you watch it, and it's just pretty much like he's going for his heart. He's trying to kill him. Which in reality, the whole time Amleth is on his knees, he could have just killed him then. It's like, you're an idiot. Like, you've proven to be an idiot. You deserve to die too.
I guess he wanted.
And then that's when
he wanted to bask.
And then Amleth goes. Amleth goes. There can be only one, and there's a Highlander and cuts his head off.
Yeah. So basically, all we have left is that he gets taken by a Valkyrie to Valhalla, And I think he has
And-
one last vision of his family tree. You're right.
Well, he has a vision of Anna Nicole Smith and the babies,
Yeah.
and the babies that have the big bowling ball size heads.
Oh,
And it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, okay, so and he's seeing into the kind of like into the future, or she's sending a vision, like I guess, of the future to him, saying everything's gonna be okay. You can make your journey now.
Yeah.
Because his life purpose is over with. And talking about how his fate was tied to doing this deed, and it was just kind of interesting because I remember, obviously Cody has talked about the game, but in God of War Ragnarok at the end, you find out that Faye, who is the last giant, destroyed the last mural, so they weren't tied to a fate; they could make their own path.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of interesting how like Norse mythology is really based around everybody has a fate that they have to do.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting in Norse mythology too, because they have traditional fates, like they're called the Norns, and they name them here too. Like when he sees the seeress Bjork, she says something like the Norns have
Yeah, I
written
was
it so
wondering
or whatever.
what that was. I was trying to look it up, but I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, so that's their version of the fates. Well, like from Greek mythology, the fates have the threads
Reach
and all
out
that.
and touch faith.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and thankfully, again, I watched this coming off of God of War Ragnarok, because you go and you meet the Norns in that game, and like that's the only reason I know who the Norns are. So, but yeah, so that's the end of the movie. I guess as part of one of our, do you have anything else you'd like to say or about specific scenes or anything from this film?
Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry, I was
Yeah.
just-
Yeah. I don't know. I liked a lot of the action scenes and stuff. There were definitely some elements. You could tell it's a Robert Eggers movie. There's a lot of kind of trippier scenes. Sorry, I have to burp.
Waves, whoa, waves, whoa, wave, whoa.
Well, the way it's shot too, like just like as soon as it opens, like just seeing the way it's shot, it's like, oh yeah, this definitely seems reminiscent of how The Witch was shot.
It's got good cinematography. I do enjoy a lot of the shots. They look pretty good.
Cody, can you see if this has the same cinematographer as The Witch?
The Witch.
Because it does feel like the movie The Witch. And, I mean, some of the more, like, supernatural moments of The Lighthouse. It kind of feels like... The Lighthouse feels more like a fucking picture book. Like, things are just popping off the page in some areas.
Yeah.
The cinematography in this was done by Jaron Blaschke. So let me pull up the Witch real quick. The Witch.
The Witch.
Yes, so Blaschke did both. He was cinematographer on both of them.
Did he possibly do The Lighthouse, do you know?
Yes, he did. He's done all of them.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. He's
So
a good
it's
cinematographer. Good job.
It's kind of like when John Carpenter had... Fuck, I wish I knew his name off the top of my head. He did, like, a lot of Carpenter movies.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember who it is.
yeah, because Carpenter's usually too busy directing and tickling the ivories.
Hey, do me a favor, Cody. Can you look? I don't have my phone on me. Can you look up Psycho 2 on Wikipedia? Because it's that cinematographer that did a lot of Carpenter movies.
Psycho.
Dean Cundy. That's his name. I got it. Dean Cundy. You don't have to do it now.
Dean Cundy.
Dean Cundy did a bunch of movies with Carpenter. He did like Halloween. He did, I think, Little Trouble, Big Trouble in Little China.
He did Big Trouble.
He did the Thing.
Then
he did quite a few movies.
Then he did Little Trouble in Big China.
Yeah. They did Average Trouble and Average China.
So that is pretty interesting that Eggers has teamed up with the same guy.
Yeah, and
all
I hope
three
he
movies
continues
for
to do so, because I really do like the way these films were shot.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think it's really a cool testament to, I think, how versatile Robert Eggers can be. It's impressive to be able to make, this kind of action-y revenge, folktale story after, doing something like weird and esoteric like The Lighthouse. And then we'll see, how...
all three movies are different.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. They're all like different. And, I wasn't the biggest fan of The Lighthouse, but he's not doing anything that feels, especially in this movie, that feels pretentious. Like, he has his shit nailed down, but he's not doing stuff to be like, oh, look at me, like a James Cameron or Martin Scorsese in later years or whatever. Like, he's not doing stuff to prove shit wrong, in my opinion. He's just out there to make a good fucking movie and make a solid movie.
I don't think anyone could hit the level of pretentiousness that James Cameron has.
Oh no, I know it's not going to. I hope Avatar 2.
James Cameron makes me laugh because he's so full of himself, and he's just like one step above like fucking Michael Bay. You know, I mean, like,
I guess 3D televisions didn't sell well because people just aren't as big of film buffs as I am. It's like, go fuck yourself.
He's so fucking stupid. No, people don't have that kind of money. You fucking dumbass.
Plus, oh yeah, let's spend $900 on a gimmick.
He's like, guys, I made Aliens.
That's just fucking ridiculous. Look, guys, made Avatar, and it's pretty much like a live-action Pocahontas.
Yeah.
So,
most of his movies, like, fucking blow.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
Aliens, and that's because it's mostly just, like, lifted
it's
from
Aliens.
Which is really good, too.
It's just Alien, but
with fucking, with Marines shooting motherfuckers.
Yeah. I got into a conversation with someone
Terminator 2
online.
is really fucking good.
I got into a conversation with someone online who was like, James Cameron really can create deep characters. And it's like, what the fuck? And I said something like, yeah, the Marines and Aliens were so, like, had so much depth to them. And he's like, they did, man. It's like, no, they didn't. They were just generic Vietnam Marines thrown into outer space.
They had the tough black guy NCO. They had the tough Latina chick.
So much depth. There.
Yeah, they're
game over, man. Yeah. Game over.
Like the deepest character in his Terminator movies are the fucking Terminator.
Yeah,
and it's not even the same, like technically the same character. It's just
Jack and Rose are some deep ass characters, dude. He can draw pussy.
I will say, like, if you're gonna use any James Cameron movie to argue that he has like characters with some level of depth to them, Titanic would probably be the only one that you could throw out there as like, here you go. But you can't say Terminator and Aliens and it's like, no, that whatever. Anyway, let's get.
He did True Lies too. It's like, no. Fuck James Cameron.
Let's get back to the Northman. I don't want to go on a rant about James Cameron today.
I think we already did.
Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Anything else you all want to say before we get into our recommendations?
Man, I mean, it's pretty cool. If you have some kind of base knowledge of Norse mythology, like the only thing I've gotten is really what I've read on Wikipedia and from the God of War games, the last two, and it's kind of cool seeing how that stuff kind of fits into this. Not saying like Robert Eggers played God of War before he made this movie, but it's really cool to see like how close he did for like he stayed to the source material and made it interesting, and then obviously God of War's done the same thing, but they've turned it to where everybody's kind of a villain. It's pretty cool. I think he did really.
So you liked this one, Lance? Well,
yeah, this is my favorite of the three.
Okay.
100%. Like I would rewatch this movie, not right now.
Yeah, I think there's a lot you can go back and like rewatch with this movie, and you could appreciate.
I think there's a lot I can learn from this movie.
Yeah,
like about life lessons,
like Anya Taylor-Joy's ass.
I will say,
more like the King Vildemir's ass. So.
Yeah. We didn't mention it at the beginning like we usually do, but this is all of our first time watching this.
Yeah, well, I forgot that this is the first time. This is our virgin voyage.
And I think that for me, like part of it was because for some reason I'd always thought this movie was like 3 hours long. So I was like, oh man, it's one of those things like you gotta be in the mood to sit there for 3 hours to watch a movie, right? And so like whenever I turned it on this morning to watch it and it was just over 2 hours, I'm like, oh damn, I should have watched this a long time ago. But oh well, it worked out. It worked out because we all did it for the first time for this episode. But let's get into our recommendations. Let's start with Lance.
I do not recommend it. Spoiler alert, heel turn. I'm just kidding. I definitely recommend this movie. I think it's really good. I don't think a lot of women, like girlfriends and wives, or even sisters, are going to enjoy this movie.
It's a guy movie.
I think this is kind of like, this is a movie you're going to watch with your guy friends, maybe partners or whatever. I think this is the kind of a movie. I think most women are just going to be bored by it. because you see Skarsgård and he's got a 6-pack, but then he bites some dude's jugular out and he's covered in blood. They're not going to like that. So, but I think this movie's really good. I enjoyed it, and I wasn't bored by it at all like I was with The Lighthouse. And I definitely recommend this movie.
Okay. And what about you, Owen?
Yeah, I mean, I like this movie. I think you should watch it definitely if you have any kind of interest in, Norse shit, and if you've enjoyed Robert Eggers' last two movies. Though I saw. I was keeping up with reception of this movie when it came out, just to see kind of how it stacked up. I did see a lot of people who did like the earlier two movies, not really like this one as much, because it's a lot more. It's somewhere in between, like Robert Eggers' earlier movies, which are a lot more weirder.
He's only got 3 of them.
Yeah, but the first two.
I was like, it's not like he has a huge filmography. I'm like, he's only got like.
Yeah, but it's a lot different than his first two movies a little bit. You can tell he's working with a bigger budget, and it's kind of more of an accessible kind of movie. And some people didn't like the lack of like weird shit. But overall, I think it strikes a pretty good balance, and I think it's a pretty fun,
That feels like your core audience just being assholes.
Yeah.
That's kind of like Cody will understand the reference, the internet wrestling community. Like, if it doesn't pertain to them, they don't really care.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, that's not going to make money. It may not be, quote unquote, like the most solid. I think this movie is extremely solid.
Yeah, I think that
I
agree.
I understand what you're saying, but I remember what you're saying about everybody else is like the smaller audience is like, oh, I don't like this about the movie. Like, there's no fucking difference between this movie and The Witch when it comes to quality of storytelling, cinematography, and directing. They're both really good movies. The Witch was more terrifying to me. And, like, I guess you just want some kind of weird fucking shit. Like, what's that fucker who did Blue Velvet?
David Lynch.
Yeah, David Lynch. You just want to see him, like, jack off on the screen and be like, oh, that's really fucking weird. We love this. That's not art.
Yeah.
I don't like fans like that. But I think this movie, anybody that criticizes this movie for not being quote unquote weird enough is just focusing on the wrong fucking thing, because this is completely its own subject material, and the only thing connecting it to the other movies are the director and cinematographer.
Yeah.
Like, they feel like completely different movies. Yeah. And that's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal that from you.
I can't do them justice, the people that have those complaints. So, I mean, I won't argue. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty solid movie, and I enjoy it. So I recommend it.
Okay. And I also recommend it. It is a solid movie. It moves, I think, mostly at a good pace. There are a couple times in the film where it kind of slows down a little bit too much, but nothing that you can't overlook.
Yeah, it's not that big of an issue, really.
Yeah, and this is a 3 for 3 for Robert Eggers, in my opinion. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. Before we talk about what we're doing next, I do want us to rank the Robert Eggers films. And the way we're going to do this is basically I'm going to start with asking if you all think The Lighthouse is better than The Witch, and it'll be a yes or no answer. That'll put it in the placement on the list, and then we'll do the same for The Northman. Is it better than this? Do you think it's better than this? All right. You can base it on whatever you want to in your own mind. Basically for me, it's a mixture of quality of the film and how much I enjoy it. But so let's start. Yes or no? Do you think that The Lighthouse is better than The Witch, Lance?
No.
Owen?
Yes.
I'm going to say no. I think The Witch is a little bit better than The Lighthouse. So that would place
emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
That would place The Witch above The Lighthouse. So let's for the Northman. Lance, do you think The Northman is better than The Lighthouse?
Yes.
Do you think it's better than The Witch?
Yes.
Okay. Owen, do you?
And that's based totally off of me liking it more than The Witch.
Right.
So.
The bitch.
Owen, do you think The Northman is better than The Lighthouse?
No.
Okay. And I'm also going to say no. So, that means that our ranking is The Witch is number 1, Lighthouse is number 2, The Northman is number 3.
Ooh. Can we go ahead and put out our own personal rankings too?
Yeah, sure, if you want to.
Okay, yeah, I'll just Northman, Witch, Lighthouse.
What about you, Owen? How would you rank those 3 on a personal?
Well, Lighthouse would be 1. I'd probably go Witch second. I don't know, because I like this movie a lot too. Yeah. I'll just go
sorry.
Lighthouse, Witch, Northman, I guess.
Okay. And actually the official ranking ends up falling right in line with how I feel. I like all 3 of these. I love The Witch and the Lighthouse, but I do think The Witch is better than the Lighthouse is. So for me, it's Witch, Lighthouse, Northman. I really hope that Nosferatu is better than all of them, which would say a whole lot. But
that would rock.
I can't say I can't overstate how excited I am for that he's doing Nosferatu.
It's gonna be pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
But so yeah, let's wrap it up by just going briefly going over what we're doing next, since we've already been going for.
Well, speaking of Nosferatu, this movie that we're about to discuss has made more money than Nosferatu probably will, and it's made more money than all of Eggers' movies put together. We are putting the glorious Morbius movie.
It's honestly,
on our slate.
It's probably one of the greatest movies ever made.
Well, Martin Scorsese said it. I saw it on the internet.
He said that.
Well, it's really bad. No, here's the bad part. Somebody put that meme up. Like, it's Martin Scorsese as a quote talking about this is true cinema, talking about Morbius. And Tyrese Gibson, who starred in the movie, posted it on his Instagram page.
He's like, this is
and he's like, oh boy.
Cinema.
But I'm going to say this. I am going to make the best case I can to defend Morbius as not the worst comic book movie of all time. And the hate it gets is only because it's a Sony movie. If this was made by Marvel, I don't think this movie would have been as hated as it is.
No, there's 100% worse comic book. I could tell you that without even watching the movie. There's 100% worse comic book movies than fucking...
It's going to be interesting, and it's on Netflix, so it'll be free for everybody to watch. So that's going to be our next movie, which we'll record in like 3 weeks from this time.
Morpheus.
And then the next movie is Owen's movie, right, Cody?
Yeah, it'll be Owen's pick, I'm sure. Owen, do you have an idea of what you're wanting to do?
I think I mentioned it last time. Maybe Chinatown, but I'm still not set on Chinatown.
Okay.
Okay.
And then so I've been spending the last week or so pontificating, pondering, thinking, doing some thinking.
I've been doing a lot of thinking lately.
Doing some thinking.
Because originally I said I wanted to do Mars Attacks next, right?
Yeah.
But part of me doesn't want to do Mars Attacks. But you know what? Shit, man. I'm not going to say yet, because I may change my mind, because that's a few weeks away from where we're at right now. So,
oh, man, that's like over a month away from where we're at.
Yeah.
So I think you got some time.
Yeah, I got some time. So, all right. I guess that'll bring it to an end today. Thanks for listening, everybody. Please subscribe and share if you enjoyed this episode. Follow us on Twitter at Filmoscopy Pod. We also made a Facebook page, so
yeah, we're expanding, baby.
Follow us on Facebook. We, as of right now, there's still talk of Twitter might implode and everybody's going to go somewhere else. So who knows? We'll see if that happens. Of course, this is being recorded like a month and a half before it's being published, so it may have already happened.
I guess we'll have a clear answer of Twitter at that point.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, so I will avenge you, audience. I will save you, Lance, and I will kill you, Owen.
No. I will save you. I will save you, Twitter. I will avenge you. I will avenge you, MySpace, and I will kill you, Facebook.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. See ya.
All right.
See ya.
That's why you left the temple and ran away, isn't it? The great tournament was too much responsibility.
for Amleth to be marked my successor. I watched his innocence tonight. He must be awoken to what awaits him.